Well, hello, good morning, good afternoon, or good evening from wherever you are listening to this from. A couple days ago, I started to share from the CEO next door and told you that some great research was done around over 17,000 executives, CEOs, and they found four key characteristics that differentiated these successful CEOs. So the first factor I want to talk to you about today is decisiveness, because that was the number one thing that they said differentiated successful from those less successful CEOs. They were decisive, and they actually found that CEOs who were more decisive were 12 times more likely to be high performers. So what does it look like to be more decisive? They make decisions quicker with speed and conviction. So you have to know how long you need to take on a decision. Is it a decision that can be made in 9 minutes, or is it a decision that needs to be made over 2 weeks? Really differentiating that right from the start, and then learning from your decisions, both good and bad. What they found is that when people failed to make decisions, took too long to make decisions, that was more harmful than actually making a bad decision, because a potentially bad decision is better than no lack of direction at all. You have to have some kind of map. And if you're at the top of the organization and you are holding up a decision or wanting to get so much information that it almost feels like analysis paralysis for you or for people around you, that's going to hurt the organization. People are not going to be able to move forward. It causes frustration. And then we know that opportunity can come and leave very quickly. So those CEOs are quick to see the opportunity, to know that they're going to make it, they have to make a decision. One of the other important things for you to know is you're thinking about this skill. If this is a skill you need to improve on, there is no 100% decisions. I just interviewed a great professor, researcher, Annie Duke, and she was talking about just the power of decisions. And it's more important to have a good process around making a decision than trying to get it right every time, because you won't get it right every time. Think about it in probabilities. Which decision is a higher percent probability of success? Then go with that. If it doesn't work out, you can change that decision. But successful leaders take the decision, they make it quickly, and they change it slowly. Now, if that decision is wrong, obviously the best CEOs have stopped and said, okay, what did we learn from this? Now what maybe new information do we have? Now let's move forward in making a decision. So you also make it okay for people to take risks and take that decision. There's three key things that they highlighted in this book, and I agree with as well, around how to get better at making decisions. And first, it's making decisions faster, looking at how much time does it really take to make these decisions. Again, looking back at, is this a 9-minute decision, a 2-week decision? How many people are impacted by the decision? Is money a factor? Putting it together, some processes in place. And that's the second one, putting in processes to make better decisions. What are the ways in which you're going to make decisions? And then making fewer decisions yourself as a leader. What decisions do you have to make versus those that you can empower your team to make? What are the things that it's more important for people closer to the actual subject to make the decision? Those are the things that you should take off your plate. You can't make every decision, and if you're trying to do that, then you're nearly not leveraging your team. And we talked about that last time, how those leaders who are more independent and take all the decisions on their own, they're 50% more likely to be unsuccessful, because it takes more than one person to run an organization. Another statistic, they said 94% who rated poorly on decisiveness decided too slowly, not too quickly. So if you're thinking, well, if I make a quick decision, it could be bad. Well, you know what? Those who took too long also had about the same probability of making a bad decision. So don't take so long. Don't get in that analysis paralysis. This is research and information that's been shared long before the book, The CEO Next Door. Another book that I am just loving is Think and Grow Rich. And over 80 years ago, Napoleon Hill also studied what makes leaders successful and people successful. He said the major cause of failure was the lack of decision. So those leaders who were more decisive, who took a decision in the direction of their dream and direction of their purpose and stuck with that decision, those were the leaders that he saw were successful, were millionaires, were really attracting what they wanted. So he said successful people have a habit of reaching decisions promptly and changing these decisions slowly. So this has been around for quite a while. We know this. If this is an area for you, think about what decision are you procrastinating on? What decision should you be either giving to someone else or making yourself, because you know that a decision itself is better than a lack of decision. Giving some kind of direction is better than not acting on something at all. And it reminds me of the last book that I'm really diving into as well, and that's John Maxwell's 15 Invaluable Laws of Growth. And it's the Law of Intentionality. It's his first law around growth. And he says growth doesn't just happen. You have to decide to step forward into growth. So great leaders make decisions faster. They decide on great processes that they can put in place in the organization so they know which decisions they need to make and which decisions they can empower to others as well. I hope this was helpful for you. Make a decision to enjoy this weekend. Make a decision to move forward in your personal growth. Have a great day.